Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to be making this beautiful crop box
In my
top.
previous video, I showed you guys how I made this palazzo with just 2 yards of fabric.
And that's my clients by the left rocking our two-piece.
Without further ado, let's jump right into today's video. We are going to be folding our fabric into two like this.
You want to divide the biggest part of your upper bodies by 4 plus how big you want your box top to be. But for my client, our bust is 40, then divided by 4, that will give me 10. Plus 2 inches for overlapping plus 2.5 inch for the ease. So you can do 3, you can do 4, it depends on how big you want your box top to be. As you can see on my client's body, is not too big, it's just free, right? In total, I'm having 14.5. Let me repeat what I said. The biggest part of your upper body is usually the bust divided by 4 plus 2 inches for buttonhole allowance and overlapping, then plus 2.5 inch depending on how free you want it to be. Now, standard crop top for an average person is 17 inches, but my client does not want it to be like crop, so I'll be using 19 inches for her, then an inch for sewing allowance. So in total for the front, I will be cutting 20 inches. After marking 20 inches all across, I want the named part to be my hem allowance, so later on I'll be turning this upside down. After that, I'll be cutting this out. Remember, this is the front. We've added the sewing allowance, the overlapping and everything. This is just the only piece we will be needing for the front. When that is done, I just kept that aside to work on our back. Now, I want my back to overlap on my front. That's just how standard shirt is being sewn. Usually, I use 4 inches for men and 3 inches for women because our shoulder is not as slopey as men. We will divide our bust by 4, which is 10, plus just the ease allowance and sewing allowance, which is 2.5. In total, I'll be cutting 12.5 for the back. Then the length of this back will be our normal 20 inches plus 3 inches for the overlapping. Let me explain again. Our back won't have the buttonhole allowance and overlapping. It will just be the bust divided by 4 plus how big you want your box top to be. Then the length will be how long you want it to be plus 3 inches. After that, I just cut everything out and I kept that aside. Now let's work on our sleeve. I want the total length of my sleeve to be 10 inches. So that 10 inches now plus 1.5 because I want it to be a turn-up band plus half inch for sewing allowance. In total like that, I'll be having 12 inches. I want the width of this sleeve to be proportional to my body, so I don't want it to be too big, so I'll be marking that at 10 inches. Then at that 10 inches, I will go down by 4 inches. So from that 4 inches, I will connect back to the middle of our sleeve like that with my straight ruler. After that is done, I will get the middle of my sleeve with my tape rule. Now, after getting the middle of my sleeve, I will go up by the first half by half an inch. Then I will go down by half an inch. As you can see me doing in the video, I went up by half an inch. Then I went down by half an inch. This will just make the sleeve relax properly on your body. Then I'll mark that out. Remember, I wanted my sleeve to be turned up. So I'll just go over to the side like that and just cut it a little bit like 2 inch. Then I'll just fold that 1.5 inches we added for the turn up. I will just mark the 1.5 all across. Now I'll be taking the sleeve round length measurement. This actually depends on you. You can make it bigger, you can make it smaller. But for me, I'll be using 8.5. The 0.5 will be my sewing allowance, while the 8 inches will be my normal sleeve round length. Then I just connect it like that. If you look closely, I did not do a straight line. I just make a little curve right there. Then when I got to my hem allowance, I made it straight. You remember, it's a turn up, so it has to be equal in that part. After that, I just cut everything out. Just follow the lines we've created earlier. Then I made a notch in the middle of my sleeve like that. Now I just went back to the hemi allowance I left for my turn up. I just made a notch there. This will just serve as guide while sewing the sleeve and making the turn up. So by the time I sew my
sleeve with half an inch, I will be having total of 10. I will just be using that to cut another piece, then making the necessary notch. Now let's work on our front. I'll be making use of this normal space, not too hard and it's not too soft. This just work perfectly for me, get the job done. I'll be writing chalk on the wrong side of my fabric just to serve as guide and not to get confused. Then I just split my front into two like so. I won't be separating them, I'll just leave it as it is, just wash as I do. Then I cut 2 inches from the stay. Then from the center where we splitted, I will be adding this stay. Then I used a steaming iron to press it properly. After that is done, I just measure 2 inches after folding. I measured 2 inches all round. Then I used my iron to just create that 2 inches as you can see me doing. When that is done, I just folded it into two again like that. This is the part I'll be attaching the button. I just iron everything properly. Take your time while doing this because you want your work to come out as neat as possible. When that is done, I just flip the fabric to the right side and I just iron everything to make it very smooth and clean. Now let's work on the side that we have the buttonhole. Now you will just flip it like that. The wrong side will be facing you like that. Then you will place your stay. Then you will use your hot iron, preferably a steaming iron, to just iron that in place. The reason why I use this method is you don't want to get confused at all that where is the right side, where is the left side, or you've turned your fabric upside down. So if you don't want any stress at all, don't separate them. Just stay the first one, then stay the second one. After that, I just flip my 2 inches inward like that. This particular one we won't be double folding like we did for the one that we have the button. Remember, this one we have the buttonhole, so it will be the one displaying outside your clothes. So depending on how thick you want it to be, but for my own I want it to be not too big and not too small, so I use 1.1. So I'll be measuring that all round to just make sure I'm having the same thing. You want to make sure it is ironed properly because some stay does not have good gums, and if yours does not have good gum, you can use any gum at this point. So look how clean that came out. Then I just iron that out in the front part as well to make sure everything aligns properly. After that, I went over to the sewing machine and I just stitched a straight line across the line we've created. Make sure it is neatly sewn and you can use pin to secure it at this point. You can as well use any gum to secure it in place. When that is done, I will just pin them on each other just the way they are meant to be on the body. So the one with button will be down while the one with buttonhole will be up like that. Then I'll pin everything in place. I just pin it in 3 places, the down part, in the center, then at the upper part. You want to make sure everything is equal, there's no excess in any part. Then I'll just fold that into 2 like that. Now we'll go over to the cutting table. From the middle, I will mark 2.5 inches. Then below, I will mark 2.5 inches. This is for the front bodies. After that, I will just connect. The reason why I made it that small is because I want it to be firm on the collar area. Our shoulder measurement is 16, that makes it 8 plus 1 inch since this is not a fitted shirt. You can as well do 1.5, 2 inches depending on how big you want it to be. So from that point you will go down by 3 inches, then from there you will now connect to your neckline. After connecting, we will take our armhole measurement, which is 7 inches. After marking the 7 inches, I just created a straight line to create my armhole curve. Then I went in with my curved rule to create the armhole. When that is done, I just follow the line we created and cut that out. Now let's work on our back. To cut the back, we'll be placing the front on the back like so. I just arranged that properly on it. On the back, I went up by 3 inches from the back. You see what I'm doing now? You measure 3 inches. You will follow the shoulder slope you cut for the front. You will measure 3 inches like that. Then connect with your ruler. When that is done, you should be having a line like this, then cut that out. On your front piece by the shoulder, measure ½ inch all across. Then you will flip your back now on the front. You can use your iron at that point, but this is a quality fabric, so I'll just be using my nails to just smoothen that part out. Then I just cut the armhole following the front we already made. By my waist, I just shape that in by an inch. You can actually decide to leave it at that point, but I just decided to shape it. Then you will go over to your neckline. Let me zoom that in. From that neckline, you will just follow that line. Just pay attention to what I am doing. Then you will connect it to the front like this. Then after that, you will open it up like that. Then you will straighten that part out. That is the back neckline. Like that we are done with the whole cutting. Now let's start sewing. Remember we pinned our front down, so just open your back up like that, then put your front facing it, right side facing each other. Your fabric might be looking funny at this point, but just continue, you will understand along the line. The first thing you want to do is join your shoulders together. Remember, right side facing each other. We added ½ inch earlier while cutting it, so you'll be holding your shoulder with that ½ inch. When that is done, I will go over to my weaving machine and weave that part out, because I love to weave as I sew. It makes my work really neat and professional. Now, as you can see, the back has come to the front and everything has aligned properly. Now your clothes won't be looking any funny. Then let's work on our sleeve. I'll be folding the down parts where we made a notch earlier. Then I'll just sew that on a straight line. The reason why I'm not folding it in is because I am folding it by the name, so there's no need to double fold. If you're not sewing yours by the name, you can weave or just double fold that in. Just match where we notched on your seams. That is where we notch will be in the middle. Then just iron that out neatly. And do the same thing for the other side. See how it looks. Then I made a notch on my shoulder like that. I just placed that together to be sure they are equal. Then I went with my sleeve. I'll be joining from the middle to the end and to the other end. I just went over to the weaving machine to weave the shoulder out. After doing that, I will come back to my sewing machine, then match my sleeve together like that. Then hold it with ½ an inch all the way down. When you get to the middle of your sleeve, that is your armhole, just double stitch. After double stitching my armhole, I went all the way down with ½ an inch. I did the same thing for the other side as well. Now let's work on our collar. I measured my collar all the way around, that is from a point to the other end. I used to measure mine on the right side. Then I have total of 17.2 inches. I'll be marking the exact 17.2 on my collar stay plus an inch. That 1 inch will just be for me to be able to shape it at the edge. Then the length I want for this, the thickness, I want it to be 1.1. So you can make it bigger or smaller depending on your choice. But what I use for this is 1.1. After that, I just trace it out with my ruler and I cut everything out. After cutting it out, I place the two together like this. Now I'll be using my scissors to make it curve. Remember we added 1 inches, so ½ inch on both sides. I'll be using that ½ inch to make it curve like that. But if this is your first time doing this, I will advise you to use a curved ruler. Then I fold my fabric into two like that, right side facing each other. So like that your collar stay will be on the wrong side, and you will leave ½ inch or your sewing allowance all round. Then you will steam it very well with your iron. You want to take your time while doing this because collar stay used to take time to gum. Make sure your collar stay gums properly on your fabric. And another thing I used to do, if my gum is not strong, I will use Emi gum to secure it to my fabric. Just fold the ½ inches we added for sewing allowance like that with your iron. This is optional, but what I used to do again is the other half I will use my iron to just press that back. This will just serve as guide while sewing it to the main fabric. So like this, I will just push that up, then I will follow my collar stay. I will leave about 0.2 centimeter so that it will be easy for me to turn my collar out. After that is sewn, I will just use my scissors to clip the corners and just trim the excess off. Then I'll be notching all the curved parts so that it will be easy to turn out and it will come out very neat. Then I'll go over to the ironing table, then press it down neatly. Now you'll be attaching your collar to the wrong side of your fabric. That is, the part that does not have stay we go first with the centimeter you leave for the sewing allowance. I left half an inch, so I'll be going along that line on the wrong side. After that, I'll be turning everything in like that, so all my sewing allowance will be tucked away. Then I'll make a stitch on it. Now let's work on our pockets. I'll be using total length of 7 by the width of the actual usually 7 inches as well. I don't want my pocket to be straight, so I'll be making a curve below it like that. Then I'll be using iron to fold the edges just a few centimeters. I'll be attaching the pocket to the left side of my shirt. From my shoulder to where my pocket will start, I'll be measuring 7.5. Then from the side, I'll be measuring 3 inches. After that, I just put my pocket and pin it in place. Then I just sew it like that. When the pocket is fixed, the next thing I'll do is my button nose. This is the size of the button I'll be using. So I make the holes in between my buttons. I use 3.5 inches. You can use 3 inches as well. Then I went over to the hemming allowance. Remember, we added 1 inch, so I just held that 1 inch all round. We are done at this point. I just use my seam ripper to open the seams we created for the buttonhole. I'll just put my shirt together like that to make sure they align, then I fix the button. And that's pretty much all we have for this week's tutorial. If you are new to fashion designing, you are definitely at the right place. I'll be dropping tips and things that will make fashion designing really easy for you and how to monetize your skill. Just stick around on this channel. I hope you learn 1 or 2 today. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.